guys, me Saran, back with another video, car video. This video is going to touch on just some stuff that's going on and also a topic that you guys have wanted me to talk about, but I feel like I cannot. Well, a couple things you guys have wanted me to talk about, but I feel like I can't really make a full video about them, but I'll see what you guys think when we get to those topics. The first thing that I want to talk about is Manchester, the attack on Manchester at the Ariana Grande concert. There was a suicide bomber. The bomb went off. It killed, last I saw, I believe it was 22 people. Hopefully the death toll has not risen since then, but last I saw, the death count was like 22 people and like countless people that were injured. It was like all these like kids, because you know kids go see Ariana Grande. I mean, I'm sure there were adults there too, like, but you know, like there was like tons of kids. Like an 8-year-old kid got killed. Ooh, that would be the steering wheel. Like an 8-year-old kid got killed, and there was just like tons of kids that got injured or couldn't find their parents. It was like a whole melee. People were running, freaking out, screaming, you know, everything, the whole 9 yards. And it turned out that the bomber was Muslim and allegedly did have ties to ISIS. And so now, of course, this is like really stirring the pot up again with this whole Muslim ban stuff. And the Prime Minister of the UK like raised the terrorist threat level like to critical, saying that they think like a large-scale terrorist attack might be imminent, and saying how they're going to be calling on like armed forces and more police are going to be on the streets and for people to be vigilant. And a lot of people have, you know, become concerned that this is also going to encourage Islamophobia and some Islamophobic attacks in the UK. And just every single time I hear about this type every single time I hear about this type of thing, I just always feel like it's just such a double standard. Like it is just such a double standard between white people and like Muslims, or white people and black people, or you know, really white people and like any like non-fucking white person, you know, like this type of like vigilance, like I'm just gonna like continue to use that word. Like in this country, in our country, like a white person can walk into an elementary school and like shoot 26 white kids and it will not elicit this type of response. They can like walk into a church and like kill 9 black people and it will not elicit this type of response. There's a case going on right now, which somebody asked me, did I read about it on Twitter? And I had heard about it. University of Maryland student, white guy, stabbed a visiting black student, killed him out in Bowie, killed him. And it turned out that this like white guy was part of this like alt-right group on Facebook that was like extremely racist, sexist, Islamophobic, you know, like all the isms. And they like can't even decide if they want to like call this a hate crime. Like they deliberated for a long time before they even wanted to like call the Dylan Roof, like the Charleston shooting, a hate crime. Like, you know, if you are white, you can get away literally with murder as well as terrorist attacks and like domestic terrorism. Like you are more likely, I think it's like 7 times more likely to be killed in a domestic terrorist attack than in an international terrorist attack, and especially one that's like sponsored by ISIS. Like you have a higher chance of like getting struck by lightning than like being in an Islamic terrorist attack. Like the chances are way higher that you're going to be killed by like a white Christian male than anything else, especially if you live in the United States. So it's just like really, really interesting. And also if you live in the UK as well, like you're still even like more likely to be killed by a domestic terrorist that is a white person. So it's just like really interesting to me to see like this attack, which was horrible. Like, do not get me wrong, it was horrible. And there were all types of people that were like cracking jokes, like cracking Ariana Grande jokes about how like she should have died and like she should have gotten blown up, or you know, making like jokes about You know, it was like her voice, it was like her trying to hit them high notes, which was like really what killed all those people. Just like really crass, tasteless jokes, and people getting into these like stan wars, and Taylor Swift somehow getting dragged into it. You know, this never would have happened at a Taylor Swift concert. Just like all kinds of madness. And I've talked about like the stan culture on this channel before, and like just the stan culture too is just like so ugly and so out of control. And definitely the stan culture and like the internet culture of like, you know, being like removed. So this is just like shit that you read about. You read the words, you know, 22 people were killed at an Ariana Grande concert, including like an 8-year-old child. But you're like removed. You're like detached from reality, you know. It's just like words on a screen, or, you know, like pictures on a screen. You know, you don't have to really think. So people are just like, they're just like detached. They're completely removed from reality, that they even think it is okay and cool and appropriate to like make those kind of jokes and like start getting into fucking stan wars and shit. You guys are assholes with just completely no empathy, and it's fucking ridiculous. But original point, you know, that it can elicit this type of response of like raising like the terrorist threat level to critical, which hasn't been done in like 10 years, and saying we're gonna like have more police and National Guard patrolling the streets and all, you know, and all this stuff. And it's just like, wow. When that white guy killed Joe, her name was Joe something, Joe Cox, a lady politician last year in the UK, it was like not, you know, it's just like white people are just given this pass consistently, and it just like keeps playing out again and again, that you see like other types of people that are just like immediate, like we have this immediate response. But like when you say like, well, can we get an immediate response on like banning white people, they say no. It's interesting to me. So Manchester, I wanted to say that's a horrible story, and you guys suck with the stan, not you guys my subscribers, but you know, people like fucking suck with the stan culture. It's completely out of control. It's gross. It's disgusting. So I just wanted to say that about the Manchester thing. Those are really like my only real thoughts about that. A lot of you guys have been asking me if I'm going to do a video on the Billboard Awards. I am not going to do a video on the Billboard Awards. I don't even know what day they were. Maybe they were Saturday or Sunday. I did not watch them. You guys know that I think all the award shows are racist. I have a video on that if you're a newer subscriber and you haven't seen it. Either it will be popping up or it will be in the description box. Car videos, I don't always put cards and stuff, but it will be in the description box if it's not popping up. I think all these award shows are racist, and these music award shows and like music videos and stuff are like really bad. They're like really out of control. Like I didn't watch the Oscars. I caught the highlights through social media and, you know, the whole Moonlight thing. But like the Oscars, which are still racist, are at least trying to like put on a front, like as if they give a fuck. These like racist ass music award shows, like they don't care. Like they don't care. They're gonna give Adele the awards every year. They're gonna give Taylor Swift the awards every year. Like Katy Perry's racist ass, her album isn't even out yet. They're probably gonna give her a bunch of shit. Like the music award shows are just like especially bad with like rewarding racist white people and really, really pushing like the cultural appropriation. And that's just because like these musicians are not talented. Like there was like a meme, sorry, I'm like trying to scratch my shoulder. There was like a meme on Twitter that was like Katy Perry, not for the Billboard Awards because I don't think she performed, but it was like her on SNL where she performed with Migos because she has like a song with them. I said on Twitter, I was like, Migos is canceled because they clearly will do anything for a check. Anything. They'll get on any song. They'll work with any artist. This isn't the first time. They worked with some other white girl midway through last year that had me side-eyeing. Like they clearly will do anything for a check. Anything. And I'm just not about that life. So they performed with her on SNL and it was horrible. And it was like the whole Miley Cyrus thing of like, you know, I am a racist fucking culture vulture. I am capitalizing off of this culture. People are, I saw someone called it cultural tourism, right? Like you're taking a tour of black culture because now you're trying to like reinvent yourself. And she's also talking about some I'm an activist, I'm conscious, I'm woke. Like, no, bitch, you're still a racist. You are still a racist. I did a whole Twitter thread on this, bitch, and people were like, oh, that they want a full video of me breaking down why Katy Perry is a racist. And I'm like, is this bitch really even worth a full fucking video? Which is what I was saying at the beginning of this video. But if you guys, like, really want a full video on why Katy Perry is racist, like, we can do that. But it's just like, you are a cultural appropriator. When people called you out on your cultural appropriation, you literally gave an interview to Rolling Stone where you said you didn't believe cultural appropriation was a thing, and that you find it offensive that as a white girl, you just expected to stay in your white girl lane. Like, you said a whole bunch of fucking nonsense. Like, and you, like, depend so heavily on racist caricatures and stereotypes of various races and cultures and ethnicities that for you to now be talking about something you so politically active and woke and conscious and activist, again, it's just like more of like the Miley Cyrus, the Pepsi Jenner, I'm gonna take this, you know, this tour of other cultures when I want, and then I'm gonna take it off when I want, and then I'm gonna just call myself an activist when I want, and then in a couple years when that shit's not cool anymore, I'm gonna take that shit off when I want, because I'm white and I have the privilege to do that, you know? And it's just like, shut the fuck up. Like, shut up. Like, shut your ass up. So, Billboard Awards are racist. I didn't watch them. I didn't even catch the highlights. I've watched a couple YouTubers talk about them, and general consensus is that they're boring and they sucked. So I felt like I didn't miss anything. And the last thing you guys wanted me to talk about was Monique. A lot of people have been asking me about Monique and like this whole Monique situation with her basically saying that Tyler Perry, Lee Daniels, and Oprah Winfrey like ended her career and like fucked with her money and like fucked up her family and like all this other stuff. I don't really know why. I don't want to say I don't really know why you guys want a video, but like Monique has been saying this for a long time. It's been like at least a few years now that she's been saying that she was blackballed by the industry for knowing her worth, for refusing to take bullshit parts after she won an Oscar, and also for saying this is the salary that as an Academy Award winning actress I deserve, and people not liking that, and people thinking she's uppity, and people thinking she's stuck up. She's a stuck up black bitch trying to get above her place. And I wholeheartedly believe that. I mean, like, it's already kind of been established that Lee Daniels and also Tyler Perry have a lot of issues with blackness and with some self-hatred and with respectability politics and with feeling like people need to know their places and stay in their places. So I don't know much about Oprah Winfrey, so like I don't know about that, but like Lee Daniels and Tyler Perry definitely. So like I don't find it hard to believe. I believe her. I think she's been, like I said, and she's been saying it for years, like, and her story has not changed about what happened and how she was treated. And that's also something that's not new, that we like see play out again and again, you know, like Halle Berry won an Academy Award for Monsters Ball, and then like one of the next films she did after that was like Catwoman, you know, like it's not, you know, fucking Lupita won, and like what have we really seen her in besides like Queen of Katwe, like hardly anything, you know, like she was a fucking CGI character alien in like Star Wars. She wasn't even like herself, you know. So we see all the time that black actors and especially black women, you know, black actresses can like even win these racist awards from these racist award shows, and it can still, even though you like maybe get that like sense of like validation, like that self validation, like, oh, I got this award, you know, I work as a, which I've talked about in other videos, that it is perfectly fine to want to be rewarded for your hard work, but like sometimes you get that reward from the mainstream, from the white Hollywood audience or whatever, and it still does not necessarily translate into more acting jobs, and 9 times out of 10 if you're a black actor, it's not gonna translate, you know, like, and that's in front of the screen, that's behind the screen. I was reading something the other day where they were talking about Ava DuVernay, and how the same year as the white guy that directed the last Jurassic Park movie, Jurassic World, they like both had films at Sundance the same year. They like both walked away with accolades the same year, and then like this guy gets offered fucking Jurassic World, and Ava DuVernay was like still out here fucking, you know, scraping to get a job offer, you know, like. So that's just the way that it goes. I believe her. I don't believe she's lying. And she said something like, what did she say? it was something, I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was something like, I didn't get blackballed by the industry, I didn't get whiteballed by the industry, I got blackballed. I got blackballed by these like big names that, you know, basically felt like I was getting above my place. And Monique is also like ratchet as fuck. She's a big girl. She's outspoken. She says what she wants. She doesn't want to play any type of game. And I believe that fucking Tyler Perry told her that. Like, you didn't play the game. Like, I believe it. Like, because this is a way that, like, respectability politics works. Like, we as black people tell each other, like, this is what we're supposed to do to get ahead. And if you're not going to, like, follow these white people rules, then you're not going to get ahead. But it's like, fuck these white people rules, because even when you follow the white people rules 9 times out of 10, you're still not going to get ahead. You could become president of the United States of America and they still going to call you a monkey nigger, and they're going to have a whole birther movement around whether or not you were born in the United States and trying to find your birth certificate. It really doesn't matter. So Monique, I believe exactly what she's saying completely. I wholeheartedly believe her. I think nothing that she's saying sounds outrageous to me. And I think it's really interesting how people are making it such a big deal, you know, and saying she like went too far, and because she like cursed them out during like a stand-up that she was doing, and then she like doubled down on it, and she's been like giving interviews like, nigga, I said what I said what I said, that's what happened, I meant it, I'm still not gonna play this game with you, like, I said what the fuck I said. And I respect that. Like, I don't see why she should apologize. Like, people saying they think she should apologize. I think it was inappropriate. They feel like she's airing out dirty laundry between black people, all this other shit that doesn't even matter. Like, she said what she said. That's what happened. That's how she feels. I completely respect it because I believe her. So that's how I feel about that, for anybody wondering, because like quite a few of you guys had like asked me what did I think about the whole Monique situation or whatever. So I think that's all I wanted to talk about during this car video. Manchester, Billboard Awards that I didn't watch, and Monique. And yeah, so the 2 videos that I wanted to know if you guys want full videos would be the Katy Perry thing. Let me know if you guys want a video on that. If you guys want it, I'll do it as a reader request. Also, I had another request for a video on black creatives and social media and content. I've been getting a lot of requests to do stuff with like branding and stuff, which is still so weird to me because I feel like I'm not a brand, like, you know. But a lot of you guys liked my video that I did on branding, and I've done some threads about branding after the whole Pepsi Jenner situation. And there's this whole thing going on with this Lupita, speaking of Lupita, this Lupita and Rihanna movie that's about to get made, spy thriller thing. And people saying that idea came from Twitter. That idea did not come from Twitter. That idea came from Tumblr originally. And we've been talking about how ideas, especially across social media platforms, get stolen and get co-opted, and people don't get the proper accreditation. And now we have like a movie getting made that like people are going to be paid off of. But it's like, who is going to get paid for these ideas? Like, is the original Tumblr user going to get paid? Is the person that put it on Twitter and blew it up gonna get paid for like that publicity? Or is this just something that has now, you know, kind of been manifested into being, where all these people are gonna get a check? They're basically gonna get something for nothing because this whole idea was like born on social media and the internet. So I want to do a video on black creatives and content across social media, because I think that's like a really important and interesting conversation. So that video will be coming soon, and let me know what you guys think about the Katy Perry thing. So that's all I have for today's car video. It is the other week, so there will be a Hidden Figures video going up tomorrow. It's also the last week of the month, so there will be a Black Friday video going up. We hit 29,000 subscribers. So again, hi, new subscribers. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. There's always links in the description box to old videos and stuff like that, so make sure you check out the description box. And food for thought as always. I will see you guys next time. Peace. I'm back. One more thing that I wanted to talk about that I forgot. I knew I was forgetting something. So they've been removing Confederate statues in New Orleans, and the whites have been losing their shit over it. They're like furious because they're on that whole like heritage, not hate. It's our heritage, not hate. Like, bitch, your heritage is hateful. Did you ever think about that? And the last one came down, I believe, yesterday in New Orleans, and the mayor released a statement talking about how the monuments, there were 4 of them, I believe, 4 statues that got removed, And the mayor basically released a statement talking about how these monuments were symbols of terrorism and enslavement, and they were specifically put in place even after the Civil War to let people know, you know, even though we lost the war, like these are still, you know, like our fallen heroes, you know, like Robert E. Lee is like one of our fallen heroes, and we're honoring these people. And the mayor like made a statement that, again, like was talking about how, you know, keeping these up is like honoring the legacy of terrorists, like and terrorism. And I like that he used that word because it made me think again of the whole Manchester thing. Like, Confederate troops, soldiers, generals, you know, all these people that they like worship were fucking terrorists, right? Like, they were traitors, right? Like, all these people so patriotic and talking about how much they like love America and support the troops and this, that, and the third, da 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 da. They like don't seem to make the connection that Confederates wanted to fucking secede. Like, they wanted to secede from the Union and do their own thing. They were traitors to the country. Like, they were traitors to the United States of America. And having these statues up is honoring traitorous fucking behavior against your country. It is not patriotic. It is not honoring heritage. It's literally honoring traitors to the country. It is honoring enslavement. It is, you know, it is honoring terrorism. It is honoring the reign of terror that followed post-Civil War with lynchings, with the burning of towns. And again, for all the people saying heritage, not hate, you can't separate the fucking heritage from the hate, because the heritage is hateful, and it is literally, again, honoring of domestic fucking terrorists, white male domestic terrorists on American soil that were trying to dismantle this country that y'all claim y'all love so fucking much, right? But because they're white men, it's fine, right? It's perfectly fine. It's totally normal. So I thought that was really interesting. I think it's great that they're fucking finally taking them down. I feel like that's like a big thing that they're like taking this shit down. I personally feel like it's a big thing that they're fucking taking this shit down. And I really appreciate what the mayor said about, you know, making these ties between domestic terrorism, between, again, a reign of terror, of war, of death, of enslavement, of lynchings, of burnings, and that you cannot separate your heritage from that hate, because it is a hateful legacy. So there will be links also to that in the description box as well. And now I really will see you guys next time. Peace.